What's up, Hoop fans? Welcome back to Hoop Up Clips, your go-to spot for breaking down the biggest moments in basketball. Today, we've got a heated WNBA rivalry to dive into. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Their on-court battle isn't just about stats. It's about pride, competition, and proving who's the real Rookie of the Year. Trash talk to game-winning plays, this matchup was electric. Stick around as we break down how Caitlin Clark got her revenge and why ESPN's rankings might have disrespected the game. Let's get into it. In my 2 decades of watching NBA basketball, I've witnessed plenty of disrespectful moments from the basketball media. For example, Bradley Beal being snubbed from the 2020 All-Star team despite averaging 30 points a game. I was kind of expecting it, honestly. It's disrespectful. Or James Harden missing out on an All-NBA selection in 2016, even after averaging 29 points and playing all 82 games. And finally, Damian Lillard being picked for the NBA's top 75 list over three-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Dwight Howard.
I feel like that was just like a disrespect.
These actions are undeniably outrageous, completely nonsensical, and as some might say, downright blasphemous. It's almost blasphemous. Well, just when I thought things couldn't get any worse, ESPN dropped this tweet on August 29th. With the WNBA playoffs in sight, which rookies are vying for the top spot? As in, who's going to be Rookie of the Year? First of all, the fact that they even asked that question is already incredibly disrespectful. But to make it worse, they added at the bottom, who's number one ahead of Indiana's Caitlin Clark? In case you missed it, on August 29th, ESPN placed Angel Reese ahead of Caitlin Clark on the Rookie of the Year ladder. And if you're wondering why that's so outrageous, let me break it down for you with the story of the day. Caitlin Clark humiliated her bully, Angel Reese, in their final meeting between the Fever and the Sky. The Fever were ahead in the series 2-1 coming into tonight. We welcome you to a sold-out Wintrust Arena. For the longest time, Angel Reese has been targeting Caitlin Clark. First, it was her iconic John Cena "You Can't See Me" gesture and the ring finger point during the 2023 NCAA Championship. Later, in the WNBA, she made headlines again by smacking Caitlin on the head without a second thought, then celebrating as her teammate shoved Caitlin to the ground. Then at the All-Star Weekend practice, she miraculously sank a three-pointer immediately after Caitlin missed hers, celebrating with everyone except Caitlin. These microaggressions, covert bullying, and passive-aggressive behavior, call it what you will, but it's obvious she has a problem with Caitlin. Of course, when the media turns the cameras on her, she downplays any animosity, insisting she doesn't hate Caitlin and that they're just competitors. Like, me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other. I want everybody to understand that. It's just a super competitive game. Well, on Friday, August 30th, under the hot Chicago sun, with the temperatures climbing to 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the stage was set for the two of them to once again compete. This wasn't just another regular season game. Throughout the season, as highlighted in that ESPN tweet, people have been pitting them against each other to see who would claim Rookie of the Year, so that was on the line. Secondly, this was the first ever Barbie-themed game hosted by the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese, who earned the nickname Bayou Barbie in college and now Chi-Town Barbie in Chicago, was the embodiment of the anything is possible spirit. Every seat in the arena was draped in pink. And lastly, it was their final rookie showdown. In college, Angel held a 4-1 advantage over Caitlin, but in the WNBA, Caitlin was ahead 2-1. This game was Caitlin's chance to secure a commanding 3-1 lead, or Angel's opportunity to even the score. Before the game even started, Angel was confident she would secure the win. She even dressed up as Dennis Rodman and was striking poses and modeling before the first whistle blew. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, was all business as she walked into Wintrust Arena. From the moment the game started, her focus showed. If anyone in the audience grasped the significance of the moment, it was Shaq sitting courtside, watching it all unfold. Caitlin came out strong, stepping up her game, hitting her first deep shot, a three-pointer. Unfortunately for her, despite her best efforts, the Sky's supporting cast was on fire, draining three after three. At one point, the score was 21-9, and it seemed like the Sky was about to steamroll the Fever. But Caitlin Clark was all business that day. The Fever mounted a comeback, with Caitlin leading the charge, and that 21-9 lead vanished. By the time the first quarter buzzer sounded, it was 26-23, a tight one-possession game. Caitlin then calmly sank a logo three to start the second quarter, while Angel Reese responded by traveling. This would become the story of the night. Caitlin's unbelievable plays, her interactions with the crowd, and Angel's struggles. It became clear why I said ESPN's tweet was disrespectful. As the third quarter began, the Sky grew desperate, resorting to tactics like denying Caitlin a safe landing spot. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, who was guarded like she was Giannis, lacked Giannis's other qualities. The Fever punished her around the rim, and when she tried to attack, she failed. By the end of the third quarter, Caitlin had racked up 23 points and 9 assists, while Reese managed just 5 points and 7 rebounds. The Fever held a 78-64 lead. In the fourth quarter, Caitlin continued to shine, while Angel and the Sky showed their frustration, even resorting to cheap shots. Caitlin ended with 31 points and 12 assists, and the Fever secured a commanding victory. Meanwhile, Angel stayed in the game to pad her stats, but ultimately ended up with a disappointing 10 points and 11 rebounds. This game wasn't just a win for Caitlin, it was her classy way of getting revenge on Angel Reese. She didn't need to trash talk. She let her game do all the talking. All right, Hoop fans, that's a wrap on today's breakdown. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese gave us a rivalry for the ages, and this game was a perfect example of why you can't count out pure skill and determination. Caitlin let her game do the talking and showed why she's a real contender for Rookie of the Year, despite all the noise. Let us know in the comments. Do you think ESPN got it wrong with their rankings? And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another clip from Hoop Up Clips.